Diksha, ma'am. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, Revati. I'm doing well. Hope all of you and all your listeners are doing well too.
We are doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know you have a very busy schedule, and I must thank you and Gokul for putting this together in this time that you've given us. And thank you for being on Youth Unplugged here in South Africa and being the inspiration. You know, this all started, ma'am, and I think you remember I messaged you on Instagram because I came across a
Yes.
very interesting post of two different people. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just read the story under that and I was like, this is an inspiration. If I can share this with the youth, because the way I got inspired, and that's when I decided if I could please ask you for this interview. And thank you so much for accepting.
No, pleasure is all mine. And if my story or my experiences and my knowledge base can help any one person also on this planet, the job is done. So I try to convey the message to as many ears as possible in via different mediums, and I'm so happy that through your platform we can spread some positive message,
No.
some motivation to your audience.
Definitely, definitely. To all the youngsters that are listening and to the listeners in general here on Southside FM, I think they will definitely appreciate your message, because a lot of people go to your Instagram page, for example, and they were going to see this motivated, woman with doing a lot of stuff, doing a lot of motivational, inspirational. But what mattered to me is how you got there. Everything in life is a journey. And the fact that, you were at point A and you eventually got to your goal, for that matter. But there was a journey involved. There was a story involved.
Yes.
And for me, that is what was inspirational. So, before we chat about the journey of your title and where you are today, if you can please share that inspiring story with the listeners and how you decided to change your fate, that moment when you decided you wanted better.
Sure. So this happened in the year 2015. And like many other, Indian women who go through a depressing state of mind, especially after delivering a child, and when they are, burdened with, I will not say burdened, but when they are overwhelmed with a lot of family responsibilities, they kind of, give their personal choices a backseat. And this happened with me too. I could not balance the things that were happening, situations that were happening with me as with respect to my personal life, my career, and my own health, and that deteriorated. That deteriorated and created that imbalance in my health and my mental health and my physical health. So I gained a lot of fat, and I developed an eating disorder too. Whenever I used to feel anxious, I used to eat. It could be happiness, sadness, stress, pressure. Food was my only relief. I used to feel good after eating something. So, we do develop this, condition where we kind of suppress our feelings when we feel that we are helpless by eating something. And that's pretty natural and a very common way to handle your emotions, but it is not the right way. It's a very unhealthy way, because your emotions, how you're feeling, you will again come back. You will feel the same way because you're not doing anything to, make it better. It's instead you're making it worse by eating unhealthy food. So it's a double-edged weapon, because you're kind of hindering your health by eating wrong food, and at the same time you're not working towards mental health at the same time. So this happened with me too, and then I decided this is not going to work. I have a 5-year-old to take care, and I am setting a very wrong example to him. And definitely I cannot cope up with the way I'm feeling, and whatever I'm doing is not helping me at all. So I started reading about what I'm going through, why I'm feeling this, and why I'm gaining weight all of a sudden. So because of my eating habits, I developed thyroid and PCOS both. and I was pre-diabetic also.
Okay.
And but it was all psychological. So once I started taking control of my emotions and kind of, detoxing, started the detox with eating right and exercising, I could see the change. Uh, Physically, the change was later. I mean, that started showing a little later. But the way I started feeling mentally was my motivation, and it is still very motivating for me. So the journey is still on. Although I have lost weight, I have built an entire career out of my journey, and now I try to teach people how to eat clean and work out, and how to stay healthy, which is a very important and basic necessity to lead a quality life. But the journey is still on. I still need to feel that way, and this feeling should be inculcated in all of us. So that's my goal. In whatever way I can, motivate people to feel this way or make them addicted to this good feeling. That the job is done. Once you know how it feels, and then there's no looking back.
Definitely. I think, it's important that you say that we have to make sure that the journey continues, because once you get to a certain point, we must never think that, okay, we are our required weight, we're feeling confident, we're eating well, right? We don't have
Absolutely.
to continue thinking about, because you can slip back into that, that phase where you were, pre all of that.
Definitely.
And many people, that is why I think goals are not seen fulfilled, and many people leave their gym contracts. A lot of people say, my life is very stressful, because we got to be realistic about it as well, Diksha, that, you have a very stressful life. Some individuals lead with a lot of responsibilities, and even the youngsters, they've got lots of exams and stuff. So for them to take time to think about this, time to set to exercise for that matter, is not always the easiest, but that mindset, that drive, that feeling that I want to better myself, because by bettering myself, I'm feeling that confidence. I think that confidence is the sweet at the end of the day that you get as a reward.
Absolutely, Revati. I mean, I'll just give you a very small example. We brush our teeth daily. We take bath daily. If we do not do so, you may get cavity, or you may get some sort of skin disease. Exercising and eating right is same. It is as basic as personal hygiene. This is for your mental hygiene as well as for your physical, health as well. So it is like your body is made to exercise, and you need to fuel your body to ensure that you're exercising. So this is very interrelated, and it is a permanent change.
No,
there is
definitely.
no shortcut, and there is no span of it that, I need to just exercise for 3 months. Once I reach my ideal weight, I will stop doing it. I'll again, start enjoying my life. You have to bring that balance that you're enjoying your life, you're enjoying your exercise, you're enjoying your work. And, trust me, this one simple habit, bringing that discipline in, planning your day. I mean, a lot of things get impacted with this just simple 1 hour of exercise, because you're going to plan everything accordingly. And this is what is missing. For those who think that, I have a very stressful life, and, I can't take out time for exercise, or I cannot have time to prepare my meals. But, once you make your mind that I have to do this, all these things will fall in place.
Definitely.
You're planning, you'll be better at planning, and that starts impacting your work-life balance, your, how you're handling your relationship. So it gives you, just opens your eyes to the world.
Definitely. And it also gives you that energy. I think that's very important that people need to know is when you do exercise, and I talk from experience from going to gym, and those days that I don't go, I actually feel more sluggish. I don't have the amount of energy, but when I do go, I have all the energy. I feel I'm full of life, and I don't get tired. You think that if you go to gym or you're tiring yourself out, you might be, absolutely finished at the end of the day, but actually you've got more energy for that day.
It's scientifically proven. It's not just psychologically you feel the boost. It's scientifically proven. When you exercise, your body releases happy hormones. You feel good. You feel that you can accomplish the goals or the small things that you've planned for the day. And these small achievements leads to the bigger goal.
Definitely.
So that's all. It brings you fills you up with a lot of positive thoughts. You start your day with something which is for your body, and your body deserves that kind of attention and care. So once you start giving your body the respect it deserves, you see your body is going to respond in a much, much better way.
Definitely. And in your environment and the people around you respond differently, because they say if you respect yourself, others will respect you.
Absolutely. You'll see the entire, your surroundings, your social life. People will start looking up to you in a very different way. It happened with me also. I'll give you a small example. So when I was going through this phase, I was heading a company. So I was administrative head, and I had a team of around 8 to 10 people under me. And because I was, going through a very difficult phase, and they could see all the time I'm eating all the, nonsense food that I shouldn't be eating.
Yeah.
It started impacting my decision-making skills. And they started taking me very lightly. And then, eventually I realized that they see me as a lazy person who's just eating and sitting on her chair and, telling us what to do, what not to do. She's not moving. And, people see you in that manner.
That's
and unfortunately, because of my health issues, I had to leave my job that time. And that's when I started my journey. I left my job because I wanted to focus on myself. It was, I had that leverage. Not many people have. I feel that I'm fortunate enough that I could leave my job and focus on my health. But once I have reached this state, same set of people who connect back with me, or, my social circle is now wider. I mean, I'm into social media as an influencer or as a content creator.
Your social status and social circle is huge.
And I feel so happy that people take my advice very seriously. If I tell someone that, you should do this to feel better, or do this, you will get results. People are enrolling for my programs, or following me in my social media for the information I give to my audience. So this is how people are taking, you realize that you worth something. Your advice and your knowledge base and your credibility makes a lot of sense. So, and this, all I owe this to a good habit of exercising every day and eating right and taking care of my body. This is the response I got from my, from the self-care routine I started years back.
No, definitely, and that's the reward that you got. You tried to better yourself, and the world appreciated you.
Absolutely. And it is for everyone. It's not just me. Anybody who starts taking care of themselves in whatever way you think you're lagging, that, universe will make sure that you accomplish if you have the right mindset, if you have the right intent, and you will see that the energy, the positivity you will be surrounded in your entire circle and in your environment too.
No, definitely. I think it works in every environment. I mean, take me, for example. There was once upon a time people did not believe that I could talk on platforms.
And now let's see this. You're doing so well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Now, with all that being said, how and when did the Mrs. India participation start?
So it happened as a reward only. As a token of appreciation for all the hard work that I did for a year, and the way I started feeling about myself. Forget how people looking at me, started giving me feedback. It did not matter then. It does not matter now too. Yes, it makes you feel good, but you create that feeling of self-love, and you don't want to let it go. So I wanted to celebrate my transformation, and I was just browsing through, social media, and suddenly this ad popped in, and I was like, what is this? And I was just going through, and it was a simple online application. I did it, never realized that I'll get a call from them. And they asked for a picture also, and it was a gym selfie that I actually punched in that application. And suddenly, after a week's time, I got a call from them, and I was, very surprised. I was like, I am not Mrs. India material. Nobody in my family is from this side of industry. Nobody has done any kind of glamorous work. We are from very 9 to 5 type of working class, and I was overwhelmed. I did not tell my family back then. I took week 10 days to contemplate whether I should go for it or not. And then I said, why not? Let's go for it. I mean, what worse can happen?
Correct.
I will not win the title, but let me enjoy this. Let me enjoy that limelight. So that's how the journey started. And in 6 months span, because you have stages to clear after the first call, set of interviews and assignments and, stuff like that. You have to go through the screening process. And step by step, I was in the final round where there were 45 other women across the country.
Wow.
From very different backgrounds. There were a lot of contestants who were from a very glamorous background or very successful in the profession. Like, there were a lot of doctors and engineers and, corporate, women in corporate world and all in very well-positioned. So I was
Nervous.
very, I was like, oh my God, where am I now? This is trouble. I don't work now. I am just being at home, and all I can do is I can exercise and talk about healthy eating and my transformation. And that's what I did. I showcased my weightlifting skills, and I think that was something very new for the judges also, and a women coming on a Mrs. India beauty pageant platform and showcasing that she's strong, she's flaunting her muscles, and she can talk and be presentable also. I think that was the USP which helped me to grab the title. And yes, rest is history. When I look back, it just fills me with a lot of joy and happiness with the way things turned out.
I'm sure, and I'm very blessed to have been able to hear that story from you. It's these little stories that make us believe that yes, we can make it. And what I loved about it is what I took from your story that you just shared now is you took a risk. You did not know what the Mrs. India pageant was going to get you into, but you had
I was as raw as I can be. And I just went to enjoy those 3 days of Princess Street. Nobody knows in my nearby circle also that I'm going for it, so it's fine. Let's go and enjoy it.
That's it. And you believed in yourself, and that's what matters.
You have to, bring your self-inhibitions down, because most of the women do not take the next leap thinking that, oh my God, what will that person think, or what will my friends and family think? And especially in Indian scenario, Revati,
Yes,
how what I'm trying to convey here, that we are very much socially awkward and sensitive. And this is the reason a lot of us do not do things that we want to. But I'm telling you, I am not sure whether you heard this caption, Dar ke aage jeet hai. So once you conquer your fears, there's always victory.
That's correct.
So, once for me, it was my own self-inhibitions, that what will people think that, at this age, after a kid, he wants to become a model and all. But then I thought, chuck it. I did this hard work for myself, and I'm just going to enjoy the limelight for some time. This is what I deserve. And I went with that attitude only.
I think that I'm very happy that you did, because for me, to the youngsters that are listening, to the people that are listening, our listeners, our makka, is remember, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to give yourself that respect that yes, you can do it. Yes, the world is going to tell you can't. There's a lot of people, for example, that told me, Revdi, you're sure about radio. And that is why I say, you've got to believe believe in yourself and tell yourself, go and give it a shot. If you just give it a shot and then learn. And if you fail, you tried. And this works in a relationship, it works in a career, in any ambition for that matter. As long as you've given it your 200%, then you can say, I've tried. That's what matters.
I tried. You shouldn't have any regrets when you look back that, oh my God, I should have done that. When you grow older, you should have all the good and happy memories of the risks that you took, your failures and your successes, and there shouldn't be any regret. You should have this feeling, at least I tried, no matter what the outcome is.
Definitely. And now, you did not stop there. Today, you are definitely inspiring many women out there and providing them with the needed support to become more confident, like you've said. But share with us those current projects that you are currently, doing to help these young women and women of all ages, for that matter.
So, Revati, I was very clear. Once I did my transformation, I immediately enrolled for my courses related to human performance, nutrition, and exercise training and everything. And that was just to learn for myself. It was not with the objective at that time that I want to do something professionally too. Because I'm married to an army officer and we keep moving from one place to another. So I did not want that dependency that, I should be capable enough to know what to eat and how to exercise all by myself, whether I'm placed in a remote area or in a big city. Gym is accessible or not, I can exercise at home too. So with that objective, I started pursuing the educational side also of this segment of this the industry. And once I won the pageant, once I enrolled for the pageant, once I was shortlisted for the final round, I was very clear that, by that time my certifications were done. So I was very clear that if I win something after Mrs. India, I want to do something what I'm doing right now. I want to help women. You get a lot of projects in modeling and acting after winning beauty pageants. So did I, but I was very clear that I don't want to do that. I want to set up my, industry in this way. And I was one of the first, I would say, trainers who started an online training program. Very few were there at that time. And this was 2017. So till that time, people used to go to gym and hire a trainer or go to a nutritionist office, and he or she used to give them a diet plan. So this is how the fitness industry was working. But then I devised something which I thought as a user is convenient for me, that with the comfort of my home and with the food that I have grown up eating, how I can manage my health and diet and exercise. So with that, I started a company which is into customized diet and exercise plan, and it caters to all ages and certain lifestyle health issues also. So if a woman has just delivered a baby and she wants to start her postpartum fitness journey, or if somebody is struggling with diabetes, PCOS, PCOD, thyroid, certain conditions, then I devised another plan for them and categorized accordingly. So depending upon the clients or the people who, came to me with their personal issues, I, started working on how I can make it convenient for people globally, because like in my situation, I am not always I don't have the access to the facilities what somebody sitting in a urban area have. So I had to think that way. So this is how the company started, and it's been 6 years now.
Wow.
And we trained people globally from different countries, from Indians who are residing in different countries, residents of Egypt, South Africa, South Asian. So yeah, it does not matter what country you belong to, what ethnicity you have. If you have the right intent, I try to make a plan which is workable for you. So this is the this is the motto, and we have trained approximately 25 to 30,000 people across the globe so far and changed their lives. So there are various ways and means with which they can enroll and take benefits of the program, or just by following me on Instagram and Facebook. I try to, give a lot of information via those mediums too, to those who cannot enroll the program, because I believe personally that there's a lot of misinformation floating on the internet when it comes to eating right and exercising.
I agree.
And I still see a lot of professionals making huge amount of money by giving that information, and people are, getting trapped. So I think it's I kind of feel that it's my professional obligation, and the way I felt at some point of time very lost, I don't feel that anybody should go through that. So I try to convey the right ways and means to lose weight, the right way of exercising, different ways of exercising, how you can manage your diet, how you can make your diet food interesting and delicious at the same time.
Correct.
So, yeah, exactly. So this is the way we have so far reached at this point of time.
Yeah, and I think many people do believe in you, and myself, I must say. Now, I know I'm keeping you longer than the period that we're supposed to be chatting, but last, with this being a youth show, as you know, what's your advice to the youngsters and their families who feel, they need that boost of confidence and change?
Self-belief and self-love. These are the two things that can take you to heights. So you have, and it does not come, it's not that is there by birth. You have to develop this skill. You have to let go the feedbacks that you have got so far from people who do not matter to you. The only person that matters to you is you.
Correct.
If you feel this is right for you, do it, go for it. No second thoughts. Max to max, you will fail, But again, every failure comes with a learning. So do not think, especially to youngsters, do not think that, at the end of the day that I did not attempt. Because till the time you do not try, you don't know what the outcome will be. And there is no way that if you have the right intent that you're not going to get success. Eventually you will feel that now things are falling in place. And to the family members also, be as supportive as you can be, especially if someone is going through a fitness journey, they're starting, and they're already very conscious and scared how this will turn out and how will I do it. It's a very difficult path. What you can do is just give them support in the right environment. Probably do the exercises with them, eat the same food for some days. And, when your family comes in support with you in this journey, the results are much faster. I have seen it personally with all the people I have trained so far. Those who have that kind of support in the household, their success rate is much higher.
Agreed.
So this is the least you can do for somebody's, health and betterment of their lifestyle.
Agree.
Be supportive.
Definitely. It's important that, for that person, and we say this here on Youth Unplugged quite often, a little encouragement goes a long way. And this works for everybody.
Absolutely. Yes.
No, but thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate this chat, and I know that the people listening, my listeners here, are definitely appreciating all that you have said. And on behalf of Youth Unplugged Southside FM, we'd like to say thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you, Revati. Thank you so much. And I must say you're doing a great job for your community there. And I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate those words. Take care.